All week we heard from drivers about how excited they were to return to concrete here at Bristol, but to say track conditions played a part in today's outcome feels like an understatement. You've been here for a couple of months now. We just saw you talking to some parents. What's been your favorite part about coming to Johnson City and, getting involved in this community? The big question mark looming over today's round of 64 matchup between Marshall and Virginia Tech was the absence of Liz Kitley. Now we have some answers to those questions as Clara Strack went a perfect 7 for 7 from the field. Cherry on top, hitting a 3. You've heard of Selection Sunday, but what about Selection Monday? Both ETSU women's and men's tennis teams waited anxiously today. Taking a walk back through history, there's one thing that Bristol is no stranger to, and that's racing on the holidays. And while the first two names may ring a bell, the last is a local staple, with Union's Gary Thompson setting the standard from the scorer's table. Now, the Doughboys are known for having one of the best crowds in the Appy League. They sold out this stadium time and time again last year, and the fans were rewarded. They got a Appy League championship. The weather threw a wrench in the day's plans, but some teams were still able to take the field, even if it was just for a few innings. It was a mix of new blood and fixtures of the sport that finished today in the winner's circle to close out the 2024 Thunder Valley Nationals. For a team known for their play on Thursday night football, Virginia Tech took fans back to the good old days with a 38-10 win over Syracuse last night. Enter Gary Collier, the Eagles' new head coach, tasked with rebuilding the team and rebranding the culture. While one game doesn't define a season, it does crown a champion, and championships are being handed out today at the Class 1 softball state championship game. Only one team with a chance to finish their season with a win. When it comes to college football on Thursday nights, as head coach Brent Pry said earlier this week, there's no other team in the country or venue that jumps out more than Virginia Tech. Sometimes sports are bigger than the game, and today reminded fans of that is why Central captured their 7th state championship, but it was the cheers that rang out after the game that told the story of the season. The Warriors have been finding ways to honor Abby Jordan's brother Nate all season, but today they were able to honor him by bringing home the 58-41 win.
This year we had another reason why we wanted to play, and it's just something we want to do for Abby too, because he meant so much to all of us. So this one was for him.
He'd be proud. He'd be up in the student section yelling, cheering us on.
The team coming together as one to take advantage of the moment.
I just told him, I said, you were made for this moment. And these girls were made for this moment, and they really just showed everybody that they were.
Avenging the loss from a year ago while honoring those they've lost, this team, with the full support of the community behind them, returned to the top. Reporting from the Siegel Center, I'm Lauren Bradford with WCYB. 2,632 for Cal Ripken Jr., 56 for Joe DiMaggio, and 1,200 and counting for Gary Thompson. Streaks are a part of sports, and while the first two names may ring a bell, the last is a local staple, with Union's Gary Thompson setting the standard from the scorer's table.
I mean, I have as much fun today, well, probably more fun today than I did when I started, because I know what I'm doing now.
While many players and coaches have come and gone, there's been one constant within Union's boys basketball program, Gary Thompson.
Gary is he is a true bear. I mean, he's been such a great asset to our communities.
Thompson, or GT as the players call him, has been the official scorer at Appalachia and subsequently Union for 51 years, notching his 1,200th consecutive game earlier this season.
I've never had ask nobody at Appalachia or Union, either one, to get out of my seat when I come over here, because nobody wants to do it. Now, everybody can tell you how to do it, but nobody wants to.
While no one is challenging Thompson for the spot, he's also not looking to give it up anytime soon.
I think a lot of people don't realize how important those people within your program are, as far as, he drives the bus, he keeps the book, and it's such an asset because that's just something I don't ever even have to think about it.
Doing something I know that, I guess you say, know it's important and it can be done right. And I just keep them to death to it.
Working hard to ensure the job is done right, Thompson's efforts haven't gone unnoticed, with everyone wishing they had someone as devoted as GT sitting at their table.
His value to our school is unbelievable, and we're grateful to have him. And I know this. I know there's a lot of schools around that would love to have GT or someone that is even remotely as committed and dedicated as he is.
While Thompson says being around all the athletes keeps him young, he knows it will all come to an end someday. But for now, he's just enjoying the games as they come.
It's hard to do something, anything in this world for 51 years and not make somebody mad and get run off. Somehow I've accomplished that. But as long as I'm able and as long as they'll have me, I mean, I know it's got to end someday, and it'll be a sad day, one of the saddest days of my life when it does, but I'm just taking it game by game.
In October of 2021, Rye Cove football saw their season come to a close at halftime against Lehigh. Forfeiting the game and the rest of the season, enter Gary Collier, the Eagles' new head coach, tasked with rebuilding the team and rebranding the culture. After a successful turnaround on the gridiron, Collier has shifted his focus to the baseball diamond this spring, looking to repeat his success.
Yeah, it's been a quick turnaround and a successful turnaround.
Rye Cove High School has canceled the remainder of the season for the varsity football team due to the impact of COVID-19 on their upperclassmen, plus a number of injuries and the age of their remaining players.
After 18 straight losses spread across 3 seasons, no one was prepared for the turnaround Rye Cove would see in its first year under Gary Collier.
Coming out that first game as Coach Collier being the head coach, and the stands were packed. People were on the fences and stuff. I mean, that gets you excited to play. I mean, knowing that people have your back is a great thing.
The team may have been excited running onto the field, but it was the feeling of walking off after a win that set the tone for the remainder of the season.
Our first football game, we come back and 2 touchdowns down in the fourth quarter. They got that taste, and they just started believing not what we were doing, but what they were doing.
From 0-8 to 8-3 to 11-2, football has been on the rise, but baseball was falling behind. With a majority of the team spending their fall on the gridiron, it was Collier stepping up again and taking over the reins heading into the 2024 season.
Let's go to work. Really concentrate on everything you're doing. Stay tight, leg up, same stride. They're the most improved team I've ever been around. From day one, we were behind fundamentally on a lot of stuff. The knowledge of the game and stuff, we were way behind. But we've improved so much, and just to be able to, a lot of them are the same football kids. So they know the winning attitudes, how to compete, and it's helped a lot. We've improved a lot.
3-11 to 13-3. The tides are shifting on Eagles Nest Road, with the community showing their support.
All you have to do is go down here on this field, and during game time, I've seen these kids look up here and say, Coach, there's not been this many people watch us play baseball ever. So you see that. They start getting the vibe that, hey, baseball's doing a little bit better than they have in the past. A few more people are coming out. And, of course, football-wise, they're 3 deep around this fence. It's really neat to play under those situations.
When you start winning, people want to come and watch, and there's been quite a bit of people out here watching us, supporting us, so it's good stuff.
It's good compared to last year. Last year it felt like nobody came to watch us, and this year it feels like everyone's just showing up all the time.
Bringing a town together, Collier is proud of what he's helped build. 2 teams transcending the game.
A lot of fun to coach these kids. They've bought into what we're doing, and it don't take long to put your arm around these kids and know that there's something bigger going on than just sports.
Rye Cove is on the rise, with Gary Collier leading the way as boys become men and the Eagles continue to soar.